Hey, welcome back, RestoMods fans. This is Fix or Pass, episode 19. As always, links for these cars are going to be down in the description. Today we're going to look at some trucks and SUVs. We're kind of on a truck kick right now since we're going to be bringing you a C10 in the future as a giveaway car. And our current YouTube giveaway car is a Ram Charger. Check out some details on that too. There's going to be a link to that also. Without further ado, let's get it cracking. All right, very first ad. This is from our very own classified section at RestoMods.com. This is a 79 GMC stepside. Let's read a little bit about it. Rebuilt 350 with 19,000 miles, newly rebuilt heads, new built 700R4 automatic 4-speed with overdrive with a Corvette servo, new 650 Edelbrock carburetor, new water pump, power steering, ceramic coated exhaust headers, independent dual exhaust, thrush mufflers, American Racing 15-inch wheels, runs great, makes a good project, flat black shaker can paint, obviously not perfect, needs some body work, interior work, and wood bed to be replaced. Easily 10K plus in the motor and trans. He's asking $12,600 or best offer. So get at him through the message board here with any questions or comments. His name is Rick Kramer, and this is in Aurora, Colorado. So let's pull up some bigger pictures. Good looking truck, short bed, step side, not bad. The square body, always a cool truck. It's set up like very hot roddy. So I mean, you could daily drive this right now with the way the paint is, or you could put a really nice paint job on this truck. Let's look at some more pictures. Body looks complete. These trucks, just like almost any truck down here in the cab corners, they rust. This one looks really nice down in there. Let's look at some more pictures. Grill is all complete. GMC grill, really hard to find for a square body. It's pretty rare, so it's good that that's all there. Same thing, you got a little bit of body work here. Looks like maybe the door opened into the fender here, but doesn't look like any rust, especially even around this windshield area. These kind of rust out in the cab area. This hood is pristine. A lot of these hoods fold right here in the center. Just the way the hinge design was on the square bodies, they get kind of caught up and the hood just flops over. So just a nice rust-free hood up in this area. Almost all these hoods have rust up in here. So just having a nice hood is worth something for sure. Brand new wheels and tires, great look for this truck, the bigs and littles. Let's look at some more pictures here. Here we go. So it looks like it's garage kept, which is a plus. You know, that's probably what kept down on that rust in this truck. It looks like all the lights work. That's definitely a plus. That's something we don't really talk about too much, but like all that working lights is going to save you some time. You know, sometimes you get an old car and the lights don't all work, and it could be something as simple as a bulb. It could be like you're rewiring the whole truck at that point. So not a ton of pictures. Here's the inside. Looks like the truck was green at one point. Pretty fresh looking engine. It's not all caked in oil and grease. Freshly painted heads, so indicative of the rebuild he was talking about. The headers look nice. It's got a dual master cylinder, non-power brakes. Pretty basic stuff. Small block Chevy. This is probably going to be a reliable setup for you. It's got the overdrive, which is really nice. You go out and cruise this car, take it on the freeway, keep up with modern traffic. It's going to be more enjoyable for you with that overdrive. So, okay, my opinion on this, I'm going to give it to you at the end. We're changing it up a little bit. We want you guys to get in the comments and say, would you fix or pass on this truck? And we'll ask you the same question for the other cars we review. And I'll go over briefly at the end and give you my opinion. This is a Chevy truck, a short bed, pretty rust-free, so it's not a wild guess on what my opinion is going to be on this, but we'll keep you hanging for a little bit. So next one, 65 C10 Carryall. So this is basically a Suburban. Before they called them Suburbans, they were commonly referred to as Carryalls. This one is in Texas on Craigslist, like kind of closer to Dallas. So let's read a little bit about it. 65 GMC Carryall. Ran when parked 2 years ago. Very solid. Little rust on the back door. Too many projects. Price to sell. No low ballers. Okay, very basic ad. It's a manual transmission as it states here. We'll look closer. Sometimes these details for Craigslist aren't exactly accurate. Sometimes they're auto-populated. So pay close attention to the ad when you're looking at it. This was posted just 2 days ago, so pretty fresh. Another GMC. We didn't really plan it that way, but GMCs are usually kind of like a trim level up from the same version in Chevrolet. So think about that. Sometimes the engine combinations are different. The previous truck we looked at did have a Chevy 350. I have a feeling this one's going to have a GMC only engine. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, so pretty unique paint job on this truck. Somebody really personalized this truck to their liking. It's yellow. It's got this checkered flag door logo. It's got some white walled tires on some old slot mags. I'm gonna go out on a limb. These look like old bias ply tires. Before you start putting too many miles on this thing, you're probably gonna want to change those up. Let's look at here. It almost looks like this hood has like a floral print or probably a lace pattern on it. Again, super unique, probably what the owner wanted. Might not be what you want, but it's not pristine, so I wouldn't feel bad about painting over this stuff. Let's look at some more stuff here. So it's got these spotlights. This is actually pretty cool. This would make you think like maybe this was a service truck at some point. Sometimes when you see an original yellow one, this was a school bus for a small town. You know, a small rural town might not have a big school bus like you typically think of because there's only 10 or 15 kids. They'll go around picking them up in a Suburban like this or Carryall. Common areas on these you want to look at is these drip rails. This rusts out commonly. This looks pretty good here. In this cowl area too, this can be a rust area. This one looking pretty good. Back here it looks like it's had some body work. So this was probably rusty at one point. It's got an Oklahoma plate on it. Big antenna here. A little bit of this rust that he was talking about back in the door. This doesn't look too bad. This is all serviceable. The truck actually looks pretty complete. All these windows are intact. Some of these, they're hard to find, but they're flat glass. So you probably can get a glass shop to replace them if you're missing some of that. Interior is all decked out. So it's got like a 59 Impala wheel, I believe, which is kind of a cool touch. But it's got these checkerboard door panels, something that you could change if this is not to your taste. It's got this killer foot pedal for the gas pedal. I hope you guys can see that. Aftermarket gauges, which is nice. Some of these original gauges, you know, sometimes it's just an idiot light that lights up when it's too late. So it's kind of nice to keep a actual, you know, you can see what temperature your engine's at, what your oil pressure's at. It's got a floor shifter here. Does look like it's a stick shift, so you know it's got 3 pedals. This console's all custom made. You know, you're probably gonna end up redoing some of this. This was somebody's, like, you know, somebody had their own style going with this, so it's not bad, but I wouldn't feel bad about changing it. And this is a GMC engine, so this is a 6-cylinder. As you can see, you know, on the spark plug, it's a big 6-cylinder though. These GMCs, only the GMCs had this engine. Kind of a unique engine, but there's parts available for it. They came in all kinds of applications, government stuff, military stuff. They even mated 2 of these together at one point and made a 12-cylinder, like a tank engine. Kind of unique looking thing. So if this is like too hard or rare for you, you can always drop a small block in this. But if this thing runs good, I would use it. Here's some more pictures of it. Looks very basic. You know, maybe somebody just maintained this for usability. Kind of a unique truck. Once again, 7,500 bucks. What do you guys think? Would you fix on this, pass on this? Would it require too much, like, going away from this personalized stuff for you guys? Or are you not afraid of that? Are you ready to just make it your own? Let us know. All right, next one. Here's a neat one. This one's in Texas as well, Craigslist. This is a Power Wagon ambulance. So this is definitely like a military vehicle. 6-cylinder, 4-wheel drive, paint color is custom, title status clean. Okay, U.S. Air Force, not Army. This is an airport ambulance, running and driving. Distributor was overhauled, new fuel pump, tank is good, running off the factory tank. That's really hard to find in anything from the 50s, that you have a factory gas tank that's clean enough to run gas through it, not clog up your fuel system. Radiator holds water, doesn't leak, few spots of problematic rust. Nothing bigger than a 2x2 section. Okay, so that's good. Floor is in good shape, rubber mats, factory brake drums, does have the super lug tires, last registered in 2002. Transfer case is good, clear title, runs solid. He can send you a link. Should be Scooter Bill on YouTube, so you know you guys can go check that out. Scooter Bill right on YouTube. Firm on price. He says you won't find another solid one. More solid than this. I don't care to hear your opinion on price. So keep that between you and your boyfriends. Thanks. Okay. I like this guy. No nonsense. Just, you know, keep it to yourself, buddy. All right, so he's been working on this thing. You see a battery, like a jumper over here. Got a bunch of old cars in the background, so maybe this guy's a dealer. He's got a nice snap-on screwdriver on the fender, so this guy's got a bunch of money and tools. He's working on cars all the time. You can see that Texas tag, last register, no 2. These tires, I mean, probably plan on replacing these even if these were brand new. Actually, this whole entire truck, you're not going to go down the highway on this truck. They're usually geared low. They're good for like 45 miles per hour comfortably. So depending on what you want to use it for, you know, if you want to go cruise this thing, go cross country, probably swap the axles, maybe the gear sets. A lot of room back here. This would be a really neat like overlanding camping rig, hunting rig. You could sleep in it. That's kind of the good uses of these ambulances. And they're super basic. I mean, everything is really well built. It's all military grade. But it's usually pretty basic, like you can figure it out. They didn't want anything too complicated, so that way in the field, in battle, wherever this truck was, your average soldier could make a repair on it out there. Cool looking truck. I mean, is that custom paint color he was talking about? It looks like just a lot of patina, maybe some rattle can here and there. This thing is actually very complete looking. A lot of times these have been pilfered for parts. Here's that rust he was talking about. So his measuring tape might be a little off because this looks like bigger than 2 inches by 2 inches, but with as square and flat as all the pieces on these trucks are, not a lot of complicated shapes. So, you know, even if you're learning metalwork and stuff, you could probably tackle this. There's not a lot of compound curves that you want to be afraid of. Same thing in this area. This looks like back on the lower door. I'm assuming this is the rear bumper down here we're looking at. Good old flathead engine in there. This is a real basic military grade engine. Probably will run forever. Not going to be a big powerhouse. Not going to scoot you down the freeway at a high speed. But for what this car was designed for, it's perfect for that. I see a lot of these that are swapped out already. It's real common to put a Chevy engine. I see guys take this whole body off and put it on a Blazer chassis or something like that to get that modern drivability. A little bit of rust here on this drip rail area. I guess individually none of these are bigger than a 2x2, but it's just the whole drip rail area, so there's a little bit of work there. Okay, so he's got a new tire set up here on the back, so that might be good. That looks like a brand new tire. Let's keep looking. Another rust spot here, but otherwise very complete. You can see all this is just flat, so I mean, even if you have to replace a panel, it's not going to be a complicated section. I like this thing. The possibilities are endless. It's $8,500. You're kind of getting a lot for it. You're getting something rare. You know, you don't see these very commonly. So think about that. Think about what your plans are with it. If you want to use this more, you know, the gear set is going to want to be changed out. Maybe an engine swap. The possibilities are endless, though. These are really easy to work on, so it's a cool project. So that's our last one. So I'll go ahead and say,
here at RestoMods.com, we're super excited to announce our latest giveaway, this 1975 Dodge Ram Charger, and is our easiest giveaway yet to enter. You've watched us give away 15 insane cars over the last 4.5 years. So all you got to do to get entered to win this truck right here is hit that subscribe button, that notification bell below, and when we get to 100,000 subscribers, we are going to pick one of you guys to take this truck home. Hit that subscribe button. Don't be left out when we hit 100,000 and we give this truck away to a lucky subscriber.
Last one. So I'll go ahead and say fix on this one at $8,500. It's a little up there in price, but this is just a great rig. If you're looking for something that has a lot of space inside and that is basically bulletproof, I mean, this is like good like Armageddon apocalypse rig. So go ahead and fix on this one. Let's go back to the Carryall. I'm gonna say fix on this one too. It doesn't look like it has very much rust. His ad is very, very short. But you can contact him, get some more info. As always, go look at the car, see if you can drive this thing. That'll tell you more about the condition of the suspension, the steering, all that good stuff. That gives you a better idea of how big of a project you have on your hands. I mean, just by looking at this ad, all this suspension could be in great shape, all the steering could be in great shape, the rear end could be good, or it could all be bad. So you really have to go investigate a little further. So I would say fix, but you know, my opinion is just based on what I can see here. So go look at the car. 79 GMC, fix on this. Any square body, short bed, whether it's a step side or a fleet side, they're just going crazy with popularity right now. Here in California, we would have to smog this vehicle every 2 years. So probably not the best fit for us because the engine doesn't have any of the original smog equipment. So consider that. You know, different states have different rules. We might be the strictest here in California, but remember that when you're looking at some of these projects, what does your state require as far as inspection, smog stuff? You want to be able to register this car. So just keep that in mind. And I think that is it. That wraps it up. We're just doing 3 for today. We saw some other cool SUVs. There's a lot of them out there. I think it's kind of the next hot thing is the old vintage SUV market. That's kind of what we're seeing in the auctions. Obviously, you guys all know Broncos are going crazy. The early Broncos are going crazy with the pricing. We didn't review any of those today because they're pretty much 50K and up. They're not entry-level vehicles anymore. So, you know, you can find those. There's a lot of them available. A lot of shops doing really cool high-end custom work on those. And our Ram Charger, it's kind of a variant of that SUV Mopar one that you don't see a lot. Really familiar, you know, combination with the removable hardtop, the 4x4. It's almost like a Blazer or a big Bronco, but Mopar version. So it has its unique features, and we're going to be giving that away. So we can't wait to get started working on that. Stay tuned. You'll see some progress updates soon. We're hoping on that. And thank you for watching. Keep having fun with cars.